For thousands of generations, humanity looked up at the silver orb suspended in the ink-black night, weaving myths of a foreign deity or a cosmic wanderer captured by our planet's gravitational trap. But the truth revealed by modern astrophysics is infinitely more violent, poetic, and intimate. The moon is not a stranger caught in Earth's orbit. It is a piece of ourselves, torn from our very core in an epoch of unmitigated planetary violence. When heroic explorers first returned from the lunar surface carrying core geological samples, laboratory analysis shattered the old models of celestial capture. The chemical, elemental, and isotopic signature of the lunar rock was found to be a near-flawless match to Earth's own mantle layer. This empirical reality validated the giant impact hypothesis. 4.5 billion years ago, during the primeval dawn of our solar system, a stray protoplanet named Theia slammed into the infant Earth. The sheer kinetic energy of this collision was so monstrous that it instantly liquefied the crusts of both worlds, ripping away a massive portion of Earth's young mantle and throwing billions of tons of superheated, incandescent debris into orbital suspension. Under the relentless pull of gravity, this ring of shattered Earth slowly coalesced, cooling over millions of years to form our faithful companion. The moon is a child of collision chaos, a silent, frozen monument to the world-ending trauma that birthed our own modern sanctuary. To step past the safe, blue blanket of Earth's atmosphere and cross the void to the moon is to enter an absolute, airless graveyard where time has lost its power to erase. Because the moon lacks the gravitational mass required to hold a substantial atmosphere, its surface is entirely insulated from the forces of weather. There is no wind to sweep the plains, no rain to erode the mountains, and no biological activity to disturb the soil. Consequently, the moon exists in a state of perfect, eternal geological preservation. Every single impact scar left by asteroids that slammed into the lunar regolith billions of years ago remains as pristine, jagged, and razor-sharp as the moment of detonation. This desolate terrain is divided into two contrasting planetary landscapes: the brilliant, rugged Highlands that bore the brutal brunt of the early solar system's heavy bombardment period, and the lunar Maria. These Maria are colossal, ancient impact basins that were flooded by roaring oceans of molten basaltic lava early in the moon's history, cooling into vast, dark gray highways of stone. While Earth constantly recycles its own crust through plate tectonics, erasing the scars of its past, the moon remains geologically frozen. It is a pristine planetary time capsule, holding the unshielded, unvarnished history of our cosmic neighborhood. The silver companion we see in our sky is not merely a passive ornament or a silent observer of human history. It functions as the critical mechanical engine that actively stabilizes Earth's entire biosphere. Through the invisible, unyielding strings of gravity, the moon locks eyes with our world, pulling relentlessly on our planet's fluid features to generate the global ocean tides. As the Earth rotates beneath this lunar gravitational bulge, Millions of gallons of nutrient-rich saltwater are forced to slide across coastal ecosystems every single day. This massive, ceaseless kinetic movement mixes essential chemical compounds, regulates sea surface temperatures, and drives the global ocean currents that prevent our climate from stagnating into lethal extremes. Yet, the Moon's role as an orbital anchor goes deeper still. Without the massive gravitational presence of our companion, Earth's rotational axis would not remain locked at its life-sustaining tilt of 23.5 degrees. Instead, our unanchored planet would wobble wildly through deep spacetime, tilting erratically from 0 to 60 degrees. Such catastrophic shifts would permanently break our climate cycles, plunging entire continents into chaotic, unpredictable ice ages, and preventing the multi-million-year evolutionary stability required for advanced consciousness to arise. The Moon did not just share our sky, it actively sculpted the baseline conditions for our survival. For centuries, scientific consensus held that the Moon was a completely dry, desolate desert, a world entirely parched of moisture, stripped clean by the relentless radiation of the sun. But nature operates on magnificent irony. Because the Moon's rotational axis is almost perfectly upright relative to its orbital plane, the Sun never rises above the rims of deep impact craters located at the lunar north and south poles. These regions are known to planetary science as permanently shadowed regions. They are places of absolute, unyielding darkness that have not seen a single photon of solar light for over 2 billion years, maintaining a baseline temperature that hovers near -240 degrees Celsius. When modern robotic orbiters finally fired advanced radar beams and neutron spectrometers down into these frozen abysses, they uncovered the ultimate prize of the space age: billions of tons of pure, pristine water ice. Delivered to the Moon by ancient comet impacts across eons, this water survived because it was insulated by the ultimate darkness of deep space. This polar ice is the new black gold of the cosmos. It represents an asset of immeasurable wealth, capable of being mined and chemically separated into liquid oxygen for human respiration and liquid hydrogen for heavy rocket propulsion. The presence of this frozen resource transforms our airless companion from a barren destination into the ultimate interstellar refueling station for the expansion of human civilization. The discovery of billions of tons of water ice has completely shattered the ancient tranquility of the lunar graveyard, transforming it into the most fiercely contested geopolitical frontier of the 21st century. The romantic era of brief exploration and symbolic flag planting is dead. The era of strategic resource conquest and territory mapping has begun. In a historic triumph of engineering that redrew the maps of space dominance, India's space agency stunned the global community by successfully landing its Chandrayaan-3 mission directly within the treacherous, uncharted terrain of the lunar South Pole, demonstrating that the old monopolies of the cosmos were over. Simultaneously, China's relentlessly ambitious Chang'e program has executed a series of flawless, highly complex robotic landings on the forbidden lunar far side, utilizing advanced telemetry to retrieve pristine core samples from the oldest impact basins in the system. These rising space powers are not merely executing science experiments. They are establishing permanent infrastructure, securing strategic landing zones, mapping resource fields, and writing the legal and operational framework that will govern the moon. The lunar surface has become a direct extension of the geopolitical chessboards of Earth, a high-stakes race where the nations that secure the polar ice craters will dictate the future of human commerce in the deep void. In direct response to this aggressive global surge, NASA and its international partners have launched the Artemis program, the most complex, technologically demanding, and legally structured deep space exploration initiative in human history. Artemis is not a nostalgic repeat of the Apollo flights. It is a systematic campaign of permanent occupation and power projection. The critical vanguard of this new era is the historic Artemis II mission. For the first time in more than half a century, a crew of 4 human beings will strap themselves inside the advanced Orion spacecraft, propelled by the raw millions of pounds of thrust power of the Space Launch System rocket. Artemis II will carry its crew further into the deep space void than any humans have traveled in history, executing a high-stakes lunar flyby to test the life support systems, radiation shielding, and deep space telemetry networks required for survival. This mission is the definitive proof of concept. It paves the path for Artemis III, which will land the next generation of astronauts directly onto the icy soil of the South Pole, and the construction of the Lunar Gateway, a permanent space station in lunar orbit that will serve as a multinational staging ground. By learning to operate heavy machinery on the lunar surface, humanity is using the moon as a vital, unforgiving proving ground to build the exact interstellar infrastructure required to launch our species toward Mars. Ultimately, the magnificent, life-sustaining partnership between Earth and its silver companion is not an eternal guarantee written into the fabric of the cosmos. It is a slow, chronological farewell. Through a mechanism known to physics as tidal friction, the gravitational pull of our oceans acts as a cosmic brake on Earth's rotation. As Earth's spin slows, that kinetic energy is transferred directly to the moon, boosting its orbit and causing it to drift approximately 1.5 inches further away into the dark vacuum of space every single year. Over billions of years of deep time, our companion will retreat so far into the distance that it will no longer possess the gravitational leverage required to hold our planet's axis steady. Earth's tilt will become unstable once more, breaking our climate and rewriting the geography of our biosphere. And on the ultimate horizon of stellar time, 5 billion years from now, both worlds will face a shared, apocalyptic climax. When our sun burns through its nuclear fuel and expands into a catastrophic red giant, its roaring plasma crown will completely swallow the inner solar system. The melting crust of Earth and the battered, historic rocks of the moon will be unified once again, vaporized simultaneously and reabsorbed into the heart of the dying star where their elements first began. The moon stands as a magnificent monument to cosmic synchronicity, a scarred, airless sentinel that holds the secrets of our genesis, commands the rhythm of our oceans, and offers the ultimate shoreline to the cosmic ocean. It challenges us to realize that to conquer the deep dark of the universe, we must first master the gateway at our very doorstep. Thank you for exploring the Solar System Chronicles with Science Odyssey. If you are ready to venture deeper into the infinite void, subscribe and join us for our next chapter, where we leave the safety of our home system entirely behind to explore the rust-covered ruins, ancient dried riverbeds, and silent volcanic titans of the red desert world, the frozen frontier of Mars. Thanks for watching.